remaining.
And Forsaken the one to deliver it. The death blow potentially here on this map. And Forsaken drops his adversary. No pull. And Forsaken the one to deliver it. The death blow potentially.
Then they might have thought to get past Fnatic on their permaban. Paperex take a 2-1 lead in the series, and everything from here has got to be perfect. If Fnatic want to deny the trophy again.
बोला था मेरे काले को 5 कमबैक किया यार इसने तो जीत गई वो लोग 2-1 निकाल गया
Let me show you how the Fox does.
Oh man, I was just getting warmed up.
Spike defused.
अच्छा मारा है भाई अच्छा मारा है मैच क्लोज आ रहे हैं सारे मैच क्लोज आ रहे हैं एकदम बिल्कुल एक दो राउंड का फर्क है बहुत ही मस्त मारा अब तो 5 मिनट का ब्रेक ले लो तो 5 मिनट लगेगा
Then watch me do it again.
I know Forsaken, something, Jink, Davai, they all struggled a lot with securing trophies before. They had a lot of moments where they could do it, but sadly something was going wrong. And for them right now is like the most important thing again, like to secure it now. Now is the time again. Maybe it will not happen anymore. Maybe they will have multiple chances after, as I said before. But you need to believe me, it will be a very great match. And with such unexpected team as theirs, and also as for us as like the kind of rookie team in some way, it will be a very interesting match with maybe unexpected outcome.
Oh dear, well.
Why are you not so much?
No, oh dear. Guys, don't feed Alpha, please don't feed Alpha. Out all the players, don't let him have a round like, oh God, please! Somebody stop him! No!
The only thing I will say to PaperX, as I would say to any other team in their spot, good luck and have fun. I don't like to bait or banter before the matches, but after, if you will win, I'll obviously maybe turn your PaperX logo or maybe smash your plushie if you have it, just for fun. But yeah, I mean, just have fun in the game, guys.
PaperX are now one map away from winning their first ever global title in their third grand finals. I'm Mimi, and I was listening into the comms of both of these teams during that critical third map. And going into things, it was one that I think PaperX expected to win. This is Fnatic's permaban, the one that they were supposed to take easily. But it was anything but that. And a lot of the questions around this PaperX team have come down to the leadership. In the past, when you've asked them who's running the ship at PRX, it's been all of them. We're all adding ideas. But this year, after the slump in Bangkok, after the troubling start to Pacific Stage 1, Forsaken has really stepped up as the leader of this squad, and I can vouch that he's doing that behind the scenes as well in that last map. He has really clear ideas of what he wants to do in the pre-round, but gives a lot of room for his players to still call out micro, change things up, and really rely on that knowledge, that playmaking that all of them had. But that was a close map. PaperX very well could have lost it, and it took a second half rally for them to end up winning. And I want to credit a lot of that to something. A player who in the past, I think it's been a little bit more known as a quiet player, he's a duelist, he's really just focused on the individualism, but he was so much more than that for PaperX in this game. He was the guy who was bringing in the energy, was adding ideas onto Forsaken and keeping them in it. You think back to the PaperX of before that lost the final in Los Angeles, lost the final in Copenhagen, and they didn't have that resiliency to stay in these long series that they had to play in those tournaments. But I think that showed that here. Came back in a big way on this map with their key players stepping up, and now are one map away from that trophy. We'll talk more about that and get you ready for map 4 as we head back up to the analyst desk with GB and a very special guest.
Thank you so much for that, Mimi. Great breakdown. We're now joined by Shopify Rebellion's Alexis here on the desk. Guys, Toronto, give it up for Shopify's Alexis, please. Gracias, gracias. Thank you, thank you. Alexis, it's a pleasure to have you here on the desk. Yeah, I mean, what a game that we just saw there. If you're just joining us, which, by the way, I mean, where were you? It is now 2-1.
You've missed out.
You missed out, now for sure. It's 2-1 in the count now. PaperX, one map away from being Masters champions. But Kakuka, we talked about what this Pearl map was here. This was a map that PaperX needed to win because this was the perma for Fnatic.
Absolutely. It's good to see that, you know, they had a plan, Alpha going on the Neon. We could see there in the attack the ideas that they had, but you just cannot go up against what PaperX has ready for the attack. You see a lot of Jing going in with the Judge, was funny enough, is probably what we anticipate coming in for Lotus as the next map. We see something that Mimi was mentioning, a huge turnover from first half into the second one, because I feel like on the first one he was not finding the impact that he could have, or that he usually gets to have when he's with the operator and whatnot.
I feel like it's not often that we see a permaban map be that close. It was really obvious that Fnatic had an insane plan, especially Alfier's op. I feel like his pressure with the attack op was insane. But I feel like Divide kind of handled it really well. I feel like his Vice was insane on the A site, that they had to keep pressuring B. The half ended up not in their favor. But then when they swapped sides, it looked really good.
Yeah, you could definitely tell here, Alexis, that Divai, there was a lot on his shoulders here, especially with those, you know, the Steel Gardens needing to make sure that he was there to ensure that he could lock down these sites properly. How important is it for Divai to be popping off at this time? Because it seems like he's on another level right now.
Oh, it's super important. His util usage was incredible. The timing that he was popping his Thorns out was completely stopping their hits. I feel like Fnatic was pressured into hitting the B site, and it felt like they didn't want to do that. But it was impossible because you can't get through Divai's site.
And it's so important that we speak about him, but because for the past 2-3 series, Divai has been an absolute difference maker for the side of PaperX. And to me, if I had to choose right now, I would give that MVP bracelet for him. He was one of the people keeping that in that Icebox game. I think that the win from the day before yesterday was not only, but I think in huge part due to him. And having him play the Sentinel roles, the going on the stage, thinking that he might not be able to find the impact that he would, he still does it. And I love also the fact that in a team that's so cheerful, so loud, so about being very explosive, he's always very calm in every scenario.
Yeah, and for context as well, right now in the series, Divai currently sitting plus 19 over the rest of his team. No one else on PaperX is positive right now, just Divai. That should tell you how good he is. But on the other side to that, you have Alfier. My man just crossed the 70 kill threshold right now. And on top of which, Bea, we are seeing this dude just, he's going into the Neon like we've seen him do in the past, but he just is such a reliable hand for this freaking team.
Yeah, he's having a day. Alpha's having a great performance. It's not being enough for the side of Fnatic, but it's good to see that they still had it, that they know they might have not been completely favored on this map. But Alexis, what do you make, not only of his performance, but on playing Neon on a map like Pearl?
Alpha is farming. Not only is his Neon insane, his attack op has been deadly, absolutely deadly.
Oh, yeah.
If I was them, I'd be avoiding him. No matter what, like the plate, I'd be hiding backside. I would not be looking for him. So he's been insane. His Neon tech is insane. His stuns have been perfect. He's incredible.
You genuinely couldn't have asked for a better player in this situation. Alfier, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Trent in Bangkok, where we were talking about how like this guy would have been the MVP if they win. Well, yeah, it's the same kind of conversation. It's like Divai, it's Trent. Oh, sorry, not Trent. It's Divai and
yeah,
Alfier.
Trent, you can still win it.
Apologies. But it really is something else, and that does, of course, you know, bring us to that MVP discussion right now. You were talking before about what you were looking for here and who you think were the players popping off. I agree with you. I even said it on the Val Comp Reddit, by the way. Shout out to those guys. I was like, Alfier, Divai. Those are my two MVPs going into the finals, and I'm glad that I wasn't disappointed because both of those guys are playing incredibly.
I still think that there are people that can make an impression. For example, Chronicle, we've been speaking about him and all the records that he has and that all the trophies and whatnot. I think that if he's able to make that difference into Lotus, take us to that last map, he could still be in contention. But to me, I fully agree with you. I would also love to see Jing just sending it. In this last half that he played on Pearl with the just satcheling in, making a huge difference, especially with Fnatic starting on the attack. I want to see how that converts because I feel like he's not having his best day, and it makes me very sad because it's Jing, you know, like it should be his MVP to actually lose, no?
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair, but it is a team sport after all. It's a sum of all the parts, right, Alexis?
Absolutely agree on your point on Chronicle because we know that he has what it takes because he's proven it so many times already. Also with Jing, I agree. I feel like Lotus is a really good map to show his ability, and he can really shine on this map for sure.
All right, well, we're waiting for our agent select here in a moment as we get ready, but let's not forget what is at stake right now, because PaperX are one map away from doing the unthinkable, a thing that we thought we would never get a chance to see. PaperX lifting a trophy at a global event. That being said, Fnatic, they have all the tools to be able to force this one. We're now diving into the agent select. Kukuka, let's see what we end up getting.
Yeah, PaperX is not going to think a lot about it. Just picking out the same compositions. We do not expect changes this further into the competition. But as to what you were saying, PaperX so close to winning their first ever best-of-5 win in a global stage, and for it to be their first trophy. Third time might be the charm, and 3 maps is all they need to close this best-of-5. But of course, we cannot forget, it is Fnatic on Lotus. They love this map. Yes, they lost it the other day, but they also have very clear tells. You know, the Odin that they love playing, I think that they were struggling a lot to fight and control a Rubble. So Alexis, if you had to give some words to Fnatic to very focus on this map, on this Lotus, with them starting on the attack, what would it be?
I would say don't wait till 2.5 seconds to get into that bomb site like they
Ain't that
normally
the
do.
truth, sister? Ain't that the truth?
If they do want to do that, we need to bait out the Vice Util or else the Vi is just going to keep farming. So I would say bait out that Vice Util, maybe hit sites a little bit faster, maybe do some more pop hits instead of just, you know, the normal defaulting that they tend to do. Yeah, that's what I would say.
No, that's a good call there, but you know what? I do got to look at the rookies in this situation. Kayak, Bea, a lot on his shoulders here as the tip of the spear for this squad on that raise.
Yeah, I do not want to see, I think that he was a little bit lost or maybe put in a situation that he was not very comfortable on Pearl, something unlikely that we have not seen from him throughout this tournament. And with that MVP conversation, he could go from 0 to hero very quickly.
All right, folks, can we get to a map 5? I know this crowd wants to see it. Let's go ahead and send it back over to the casters for this one. You got Brennan Sideshow on the call.
Map 5 all sealed up entirely here. Toronto, let's get loud here.
PaperX, you don't expect to see them in situations like this. I mean, especially after they couldn't quite capitalize at Champs. We thought that was going to be the last time that we were going to see Jing out on the stage, and now the dev's talking about him maybe being able to win another MVP, or win a MVP, win a trophy. To some degree, it feels like PaperX versus that trophy. They are the best team that has never won, and they could change the entire narrative here. In their previous Grand Finals as well, they've not been in a spot like this. They've never led a Grand Finals, even though they've been in 2 of them. This is their 3rd. They won map 1, they're now up 2-1. 2 opportunities to close here on map 4 and a map 5. Oh God, what a beginning.
Okay.
Straight through, what a prediction, and Chronicle's head is gone. PaperX as well, taking a lot of C-mount control, able to open this door at any time, put the squeeze on these front B players, but they don't have anybody in sight giving them info. No turret to play off either.
Creeping and crawling forwards.
Boaster's going to get caught by this, surely.
Yeah.
It's just there's no way of knowing that there are 3-4 players ready to collect.
Ready to collect, and look at that. To Prowler in your face, and his sight line is a last-ditch effort. Fnatic.
Question is, what's the reaction?
Making moves of their own. Head on the shoulders. Something is no more.
The plan goes down, and Kayak's thinking about cutting these guys off for going for the rotate, but Kayak is walking into a stack.
Kayak didn't expect a second player, and that's the right clicks. Forsaken.
2v3.
Takes him out of the picture. Relift the stand here for PaperX, and Fnatic are trying to do it all right now. Just Alpha and Crashies. A timing pass with the boombot, and potentially granted, given up to Crashies. Still watchful though. Forsaken. His eye not leaving it. Rattling off the shots, pulled out into the open. PaperX.
The closer they get to being able to get this map over the line, the more you're going to see the players stood up, standing, popping off. The anticipation for dreams fulfilled will be such a fire to keep the engine roaring.
Enemy remaining.
For Fnatic, they've got a difficult situation here because you've also got to prove that you can do it, that you can... Let's go! Exacerbate the doubts in PaperX's mind. Alpha's going to force up. He knows that he's the player to try to take Fnatic in different directions. And he's got 3 players with light armor or regen armor that he could go towards.
Forsaken included in that list. Rewards him, but it revealed the hand anyway. Shots fired and rattled. Kayak with the orb.
2 flashes to navigate as well. One over towards Mound, and Forsaken, of course, with his paranoia.
Walking up.
All of this really just to try to bait PaperX into challenging the Outlaw. The Outlaw should be pretty unexpected. It's not something we've seen Fnatic do a ton.
He did fire the shots off earlier. PaperX at least making a mental note, potentially. Smoke fades. Thorns used as a response to it. Fnatic getting a move on around the rest of this map. There's a timing inside the smoke. Forsaken, who's going to be catching the contact with these players out for it.
And the rest of Fnatic were just exploring, looking for that Vice Wall. Vice Wall actually over towards B. And Alpha's going looking for it again.
Something. Rooted to the spot here. Doesn't want to give up this space out towards A. Rubble to Haunt at his back. Takes a time and against it. Paranoia sweeps.
And they're doing a good job again of disrespecting utility. Something determined to keep this positioning.
He's definitely going to be careful from that spot. Still crashes with the jump spot. In through B, out and about. Alpha claims a life for Jing. Something from the side, and he needs to try and put a stop to this now. Into control of a lot of sections here. The spike is going walkabout.
Can he even get it into the side
Chronicle!
time? This is ridiculous. Something, he's left in a 1v3 to try to get it done. And the plant, it's got the time.
Surrounded, calling for pause. Calm in the midst of it, doesn't anticipate it. Crashes! Sidelines him!
And savors the shot.
भाई साहब
Just watching as his prey walks into the crossfire. And Paper X, just as they were hyped up after the pistol,
यार राउंड निकल रहा है
Hopes dashed early. Fnatic, what a response. Some of that to do with the outlaw purchase, but a lot of these kills just coming off the back of being able to tuck people with pistols into unexpected spots.
My classic is classicing right now. My
Finding
classic
the
is
right
classic.
spots for it. Chronicle is happy about that.
Yeah, popping off. Hashtag buy the bundle. Pick it up and see if you can do what Chronicle's doing.
भाग दिया साला
Paper X fighting over towards Rubble at the start of this round. And Paper X, they've lost a little bit of control over towards Mound. But there is always this flash to be able to potentially refight. You know that Paper X are going to try to get pushed up and take risks.
Bucky in hand. Util's going to be heard. Nana
What a read.
That is beautiful. Forsaken forced and pushed off, postured away. He's still going to be sticking around though, why not?
I mean,
Okay.
these kind of spots were what was really catching Fnatic when they played against Wolves. Recently lost on this map.
Let's get right back into it. Alpha doesn't want to contest with it. Shots are fired. Forsaken. It's a bullet to the dome.
Caught. And Crashies, his utility cleared out Patman, who was playing at front B. Now, Chronicle could absolutely lose his life here.
There's a crossfire set up. Adjusts it though. There's a swing from Device. Going to be calling this one out though. Body spotted, and Fnatic want nothing to do with it. Evacuation over towards A.
It's a really nice timing that Alfie has taken. Got
already on the
himself
line.
in. Beautiful kill as well, but
30
more
seconds
importantly,
left.
offering that opportunity for Boaster to
Dropping
call
spike.
the spike to go back towards A. I know Alexis was worried about these late hits, but Fnatic are going to be doing so many of them. This time at least 20 seconds to play with.
Enemy remaining.
Alpha walking all over the Paper X response. Divide. Got the rifle.
I'd rather have the Marshal in this spot though, especially with no armor.
Yeah,
I mean, only with no armor.
sure.
But
Is it?
Alpha, if he can find this kill, Alpha's going to be really close to a lockdown as well. So these are the kind of kills that Fnatic are going to be searching for. Kayak already with a showstopper. Divide, he's not just thinking about keeping the gun, he's also thinking about not feeding away ult orbs.
Stopping that from getting generated. Disgusting work.
Yeah,
Pure
also,
disrespect.
I mean, Alpha's popping off about it. I think he would have preferred to get the kill, though, in terms of the ults. No matter. A great beginning from Fnatic. The counterpunch strong. Now, getting towards the end of this series, map 4, map 5, these are where you get both teams in very strong parts of their map pool. Lotus, pretty excellent for both squads, though Fnatic did lose just recently to Wolves. And one of the ways that happened was by punishing these kind of classic things that Fnatic loves to do, like the A reclear behind the Viper wall.
Sidestepping most of the util. Odin spam down the one
अरे
line,
यार ना
taking
इसका
down the
मूड
whole
अटक गया
distance
यार
back,
सबसे
and
पहले देखना
respect the horn. Kayak. One Satchel used because of it.
And I think the more disrespectful Paper X plays, the better their chances. Something here very disrespectful.
He is it. There's a scuttling around into the sand. Something has to back away. A lot of bullets to be found. And Kayak, his head rolling. Jing. Next up, Crashies, at least there with a trade, but the showstopper's now going to be removed from this round.
Yeah, and you've also lost Alpha as well, who could have potentially played towards a lockdown. So both massive ults gone. Paper X rewarded for their aggression and their willingness to put people in one and dones or re-peak angles. Classic reclear here for Fnatic, going over towards where Forsaken's jiggling. Takes half of his health though. And Fnatic might well realize that A is open for business.
Doors opened up, they got no choice though. Gotta land here, gotta end it here. Paper X already getting into position to try and flood their way back in. There's 30 seconds left.
30 seconds left.
Taking a peek. Boaster's gone. Up through Heaven, who lost control of this one, and Forsaken with that near sight, the paranoia, Odin in hand, putting the pressure and applying it onto Crashies from every single avenue. You already know where he is. Oh, lining up for him. Crashies could have got it done.
The rookie on the other side called upon to shut that down. Man, Crashies nearly had a line up there. And that round would have been a huge recovery because Fnatic just lost players super early on. These first 2 kills.
30 seconds left.
Massive ones. And a very confident swing out into Mount from Divide. That does, however, mean that this is going to be huge in terms of the ults.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's a bit of the panic. And Crashies thought there was a chance. Here, though, Fnatic waiting to see if Paper Rex are going to be fighting heavy towards Rubble. Figuring out where they should be sending these ultimates. And Paper Rex have swapped up the defense. Vice, fully set up on A.
Playing with fire there, something escapes of his life.
Only a Bulldog on light armor, and he's immediately back out onto Mound.
He's just pushing it.
Yeah, the disrespect is huge in terms of information.
Might be pushing his luck. Alpha, weapon at hand, is optimal for this fight, but no pushing around here. Something, though, getting antsy.
And Alpha choosing not to take a super heavy engagement, though might think that he has Mound info.
King drops down as a paranoia, try and play for some kills, potentially kicking off a bit. Odin, spam is supplementary in nature.
It's very early, but as the clock starts to tick down a little further, remember that they still have to get through a Vixel and a Showstopper.
Wall's going to be propped up already, and that's a Showstopper. Kayak! He can't get it done! My God, man, Paper Rex! He slammed that door shut in their face, said Boaster! Left to do it all from that spot. Completely separated from the rest of his team. Alpha and Crashies.
A mad scramble, a pivot into B, and something waiting.
Doubled up in the face now and leaves it all down to Crashies. It's on his shoulders. Gonna try and plant this one down. They claim towards it. That's a kill collected. B main cleared up and doubled up from Paper Rex. If they play this together, Crashies under that pressure. Paper Rex will not let it slip.
They navigate another spot where Crashies felt like he had a chance at a clutch. Something deserves a lot of credit in that round. The confidence to get back onto the angle over towards Mound allowed Forsaken to make the call to stack over towards A. It's a great read, but it's one he's not able to do without his Yoru player being supremely confident early on.
It's good, but be more confident, okay?
He's talking about being more confident in the swing towards the end. The actual positioning in the round was confident. I liked it. And it's knocked Fnatic down onto a half buy. They haven't actually had too much of a chance to use these ults either. No. The only one invested early was Kayaks. And responded with Jings.
Split up early here, doubled up onto Mound. Paper Rex. Stomping their foot down to hit that though.
Here's that confidence again.
Trying to take it here with the Outlaw in hand. Jing is going to try and stop them. Rifle in hand.
Boy,
Slinging his way through, but already revealed, and Jing is hunting, he wants it, denied by Divide.
Divide shuts it down. Jing though,
gives a little wry smile.
I've seen that look on Boaster's face before. Fnatic take attack timeout. They're getting destroyed by this disrespect of utility. The Paper Rex players peak before the util lands from Fnatic. They expect them to fight. We've seen it in previous maps. We saw it on first box. Divide wants a bit more confidence from his team in terms of going for those fights. Easy to say when you're the only player positive on the squad.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely tearing people apart today. But Jing up even above him after that round. Paper Rex with a pretty dominant beginning. I mean, look at the body language here from these Fnatic players too. Yeah. Just taking a breather, but also a little lost, perhaps.
A far cry away, I think, from some of the body language we witnessed from Fnatic earlier. The pressure, the moment perhaps not playing a part, but Fnatic are feeling it. Force them to take this time out here. Fist bumps across the board. They need answers, and they need it now.
I think if you ask somebody who was just tuning in for the first time which of these teams was known to fail in big moments and which team had won back-to-back at big squads, you know, maybe people would be thinking the other way around. PaperX are looking good here today. They're looking confident. They're looking down to take the fights to Fnatic.
Bit of presence shown by Fnatic. That's out towards A, and then making a move on now. Now we're in your face, Patman. Be using some util season and AIDS. Wraps it round the corner. My God, Kayak barely escapes.
Really nice movement though to get himself out, and Jing tucks in. So if Fnatic continue to try to be clear over towards B, Jing's ready to support.
It's hyper proactive, but they've given up the space already.
Ultimate for information. Something's going looking. Can't spot anyone just yet. Looking to try to work off this paranoia.
Two more players forsaken. He's opened the door and he's trying to step forwards. Denied them their chance. Bullets are raining down. It's a hellish scenario for Fnatic to try and get their way through. Kayak across the wall. And both players going to be stepping forwards. Alpha alongside it.
Hey, Divine might not realize that there's two players in here. Ults could come through on either side.
It's a lockdown drop down by Alpha.
Divine can save his for retake. You already know that they're going to be coming back through the Nightfall.
Pushing forwards, Alpha pushing forwards. Has to give up that space with a Prowler in his face.
It's a good plan. Open for Mound, but Forsaken.
Kayak trying to hold on to the back. There's that Nightfall, and here it is. The pressure mounting. PaperX trying to put on that squeeze once more. Coming into this one with a little bit more fire, but off onto the Mound. Against that Odin spam. Nothing to hold them back. Fnatic. We're in the comfort zone.
They're immaculate in the post plants. They know how to play those situations perfectly, and the one round the PaperX actually allow them a bit of space on site. Fnatic deliver. Once they can get into those comfortable protocols, things are looking fine. When PaperX respect the util, respect the ults, Fnatic look comfy. So the whole game plan for PaperX has got to be to continue this level of fighting.
Possible in the game, bro.
Nice! Good job, boys.
Something has a glass cannon up to pull out. No ults, though, for the defending team.
Watching for it. Alpha holding, slight angle, alarm bot placed. Spotted out.
And it is Alpha's job to try to put pressure, or at least get information over towards Mound, and he's going to ping right into this, right into the op.
He swings into it. Something's handed a freebie, an easy one.
Toxin screen down.
And look how aggressive these setups are. Something getting posted on this angle. Forsaken deep over towards Rubble as well. Fnatic have no space on the map.
Oh, and PaperX are eager to deny them every single inch. Pure proactivity.
Yeah, I mean, look, Forsaken alone holding towards A and doubled up on B and C. A tight forward choke point positions.
Might be about to meet his match though. That's Util going forwards, and that paranoia, hold on, sidestepped. Kayak's hard committed, was near-sided, vulnerable though. He got to step forwards and just barely dodges. Double TPs to get the hell out of there.
But Jing immediately reinforcing the position, tucks himself into a bit of a one and done. But if Jing does get one, Showstopper is online. Patman meeting Boaster.
Oh my, Boaster!
30 seconds left.
He's cracked the code, I think, perhaps, of that.
But look at the clock. Less than 30 seconds and 3 players defending A.
Pivoting back over towards B. Walled off, something's there, but the operator in hand has to dodge and juke and hide away here. There's a seize, just keeping him locked into place. Showstopper against the back wall. Jing!
That's it!
He's a menace!
A calm killer for PaperX. That's Showstopper. He was positioning himself to try to get value from it over towards A. And instead, a bank shot splashes it off and picks up 2 with the AoE. What a player.
Rocketed Jing to the top of the scoreboard for his team with a play like that.
And a 4K earlier on, Bren. I mean, 2 of these rounds have just come straight from him.
Yeah.
Head in hands for the Fnatic coaching staff. But it's so predictable, these late round pivots from A to B. It's what we've seen day in, day out, and look at that! What are you going for there? On the anti-eco of all rounds.
to be going for it is relentless. It's the Paper X of old.
I mean, it's a mad play.
They give up any sort of space whatsoever, but they have given up something's life.
And they've also given up the operator. Alfia picks that one up. I'm not sure if Divine would be happy about that because Ilya was confident or hoping he did it on a different timing.
Blue room's been opened up as well on top of it. I believe could be some damage done towards it. Alpha with the operator. Attack side round called for. Slow, steady.
But it's this control over towards Mound that's just killing Fnatic right now.
Crashies just jump spotting. Sees signs of life from Forsaken, and Forsaken is overstaying. Finally backs himself away. 40 seconds left.
Yeah, but then Forsaken just jump spots and realizes it's a fake, and you keep the defenders over towards A.
And Patman with the peak. It's Kayak gone, spike drop down!
Nice.
Raining down with the bullets.
बढ़िया.
The punish in sight. Crashies is isolated on a bloody island. Patman, the rookie, with Jing by his side.
And they are getting into a rhythm. Patman with a nervous twitch in his seat, but they're up 6-3 on what could be the final map here in Toronto. Paper X has been staring at that trophy all match long, seated between these two teams. A culmination of years of dreams. And the hunger will be fiercest now as they're closest to their trophy.
3-round lead for them again. Aggression is the name of the game, but it's likewise for Fnatic. They're not slowing down here. All the way up through the gun. TP backing away. Kayak tries to get it done. Rifles in hands, but a spammer on the corner, and Boaster's already up there.
A change of pace for Fnatic. Really getting aggressive, putting people in aggressive positions. Divide gets punished.
Misses the peak indeed. Jing's right there though, and that has stopped the plan, but he's revealed his hand, revealed his position. Plan down, pit down. Bit of covering fire. Necessary now, but it's being slowed down. The decay is kicking in.
Very tough situation for Jing, and something to get back in with. They need a kill to just come randomly through the smoke.
Hot shots and RNG. What's played for here? Stepping out wide. Alpha wasn't even set up for that one there. Falling in midair, but still managed to just get control of it, get the kill. Looking for Jing is left in it. 1v3, not doable.
A really nice shift up for Boaster. Call in a quick round, instantly in on B. He knows that they've been trying to post people up aggressively over towards Mount, stacking towards A. The gap should be in this middle site. A great turn on the flash from Alpha as well. Crashies, just a piece of bait. But Alpha and Chronicle clean that one up. Still a chance for Fnatic to draw this half level, and I think that would be a major win for them. Showstopper, lockdown, big tools to work with. And they're going to try to push back these defenders on C early on. The C information has been a nightmare for Boaster to call against. And it's Divide.
Full speed ahead. The Showstopper already pulled out. Kayak. Got to pick and choose your target well here, but already Divide's going to be revealed. Out towards it. Still that fuse. Waiting for it. Something gone. Taken out. Chronicle. Watchful eye towards a flank and a timing, an opportunity missed by Forsaken.
And the faster pace that Boaster's called is working wonders. Throwing Kayak in with his Showstopper. Divine pinned in place over towards Pillar. And the Horn from Crashy is getting huge value as well. Paper X need to make an adjustment. Their game plan is excellent against the normal pace that Boaster's going to call. But a mid-round, mid-map adaptation like this is why Boaster is currently the greatest of all time.
Where are you?
Can he do enough to get them back into this game?
Patman can feel it. Net's closing round him. Timing just missed there. These guns,
They're
last-ditch
crucial.
effort. They are critical at that, Josh.
We're heading into round 12. They've got to force.
He's going to survive. Oh, he does.
Not able to keep his armor though. Not that they had the money to be able to drop for a teammate anyway. Fnatic have set themselves up for a nice final round. Big rifling advantage. But ult's starting to get on the board for Paper X too. Divide caught out there. Felt like he had to go for the play. Swing in front of the Showstopper. And there's the Horn, grabbing value too. Alpha, top of the scoreboard again for Fnatic as they try to claw back into this map. Elimination on the line.
The pace, it doesn't stop there. Fnatic are trying to take it all the way to them. Put a stop to it. Try and draw it level. Jing is down. He's earned his own. Alpha! What a shot! Plucks him out of the sky. Plucks him out of the picture. And he's not stopping there with something. He had to do it for them. It's a mad dash now and a pivot over towards C.
Boaster's got the info on where both of these players are, so he knows it's free, he knows it's safe, and Fnatic's protocols are excellent in post plants. Chronicle, he's looking for the flank. Something and Pac-Man have just got to do this without too much to work with. Haunt might come back online, but Chronicle, he's hearing this.
It's knife out for Pac-Man, he doesn't have the gun, but he doesn't have it at all. Chronicle and Boaster play time, play their lives far back. And they're just waiting for something to play into their open arms. Something! Disgusting!
He tears Fnatic's post plant to pieces! And he's made it to the defuse with so much time. He had one way of being able to deal with that 1v2. And he took his timing and delivered. A player that sometimes struggled with nerves in big moments, but a deep breath and a big play. The Red Bull clutch pushes PaperX ahead 7-5 when it looked like Fnatic was about to draw things level.
The pressure is on the shoulders right now. Could be the final round. We're looking at here. PaperX are on the very cusp. It's up to Fnatic to answer back.
सोचो भाई पुश करके मार दिया बंदा यार
मैं मुझ के आया
All right, Toronto, the game couldn't get any closer right now, but Fnatic are still behind by one map. So if you want this to go into a map 5, Fnatic fans, let me hear you say stupefy on 3. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. And for PaperX fans, if you want this to finish right now, let me hear you choo-choo on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, that is a loud train. One more time though, we gotta stop the train, Fnatic fans. 3, 2, 1, stupefy! And one more for PaperX, and we're gonna stop it right here at Masters Toronto. Choo-choo on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is looking pretty tough. Good luck here for Fnatic. Let's bring it back to the game. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you so much.
Full speed ahead is PaperX. They can feel it. Momentum behind them. There's no stopping them right now. Fnatic have been in spots like this before.
But this is new territory for PaperX. Even though they've been to 2 grand finals and seen the trophy lifted above the heads of their opponents, they've not even ever been up a map in one of those situations. This is different. Take a look at the Coinbase Econ report here. Boaster having a struggle in this series. So much of his brain power devoted over to trying to figure out the pace of the game, the calls of the game, that he hasn't really been able to get going in terms of his rifling. The rest of the squad, though, doing the most they can. Alpha still up, dominating the scoreboard. But the group effort from PaperX and the individuals who find the plays when they need them. Jing having a map, something pulling out an amazing moment at the end of the half. Opening and closing rounds has got PaperX in a spot where they could finally do it. The best team that has never won. It takes greatness to even make it to grand final spots, but this team has been defined by their failures, not their successes. And this half could change the entire narrative.
Potential for a bloodbath. PaperX want to go again pacey, nothing changed up, nothing switched up, double face, clone, boom, absolutely everything. The Boaster tucked up, he's gonna cut my setup. Him and Chronicle put a stop to it.
Launching thorns.
PaperX with that W game in trying to burst their way through the choke. 2 players though, still with tons of health here, Divine something. It is absolutely winnable.
It rebounds! Oh my die!
What a perfect wallbang from Kayak.
And it leaves it all down to something in a 1v3. The pistol round essential for Fnatic. In the driving seat and more. Fake with the TP. Damage done to Chronicle. He's looking for Bailey ahead. It's reactionary. The Haunt reveals something not planned for him. And Kayak defusing. Kayak defusing, sticking half off of it. Swapping sides. Something needs the kills and he needs it now. But Kayak, the safety net that Fnatic needed.
He holds his ground, believes in Crashies, and something is denied. This double hold, unexpected. Fnatic often holding softer, further back, deeper positions. And this time tucking tight with a crossfire at the choke point. And Paper X step into the maw, get crunched. Look at this again though. Something forcing up the Outlaw, doing what Althea did to them. And round two, it did go the way of the Outlaw force.
There it is, Alpha. He's already wide out.
Yeah, he's picked up one of his own.
Trying to take that peek as a flash in your face, Kayak. None the wiser, barely gets control of the rifle in time.
Doesn't have a lot of health to be able to play with. The rifle might be better off in somebody else's hands. He's actually swapped it over to Boaster too. Faith in the leader. And that'll allow Kayak to go for more of an aggressive peak without having to worry about bolstering the Paper Rex arsenal. Fnatic need this to be able to get back in the game. An eco round here for Paper Rex would be devastating for Fnatic's chances. And Alpha is perfection, as he has been basically all tournament.
Up through B. Crashies. Eyes in two directions here, but he's just found the right timing on it. Jing, gone. Paper Rex looking to group up. Up against Fnatic right now, where they're not letting anything slip, not anything at all. Chronicle. Tidy little two-piece, flawless beginnings here for Fnatic. They needed it.
Winning the pistol in the second half, winning the force in the first. It has felt like Fnatic need pistols to be able to hang in this game, honestly. And I don't just mean on Lotus, I mean across the series. Paper X, they feel like they're in control of this. We said it at the start, it's almost their trophy to lose. You look at what they've done going through the upper bracket, the map veto, double map ban. And Paper X now in a round where they have the economy advantage and are expected to win.
The wall just went up. I think Chronicle's revealed his position here, and as a TP forward, Kayak defends. Blind as anything.
Really dry there, honestly. And not a deep teleport either.
Satchel's in your face though. Alpha! It's Clay Pigeon shooting.
Plucks Jing out of the skies.
Where's he going? Gun's not down, he's right in front of you. Hold on, a bit of a misstep. Pacman. Bullet to the dome there. Alpha's been dropped. Players starting to form up a bit of a barrier. Fnatic, they need reinforcements.
Boaster's rotating over with the Odin.
And a bit of spam, my God.
I don't think the Odin's going to be here in time to try to deny the plant.
Going into this corner, Forsaken feeling like he needs to take this and take the fight straight to him. Kayak dropped through the wall. Bullet that just locks down, and now a bit of patience to be played.
3v3, what an opening given to Paper X. This round looked disastrous for them.
अगर वो round नहीं जाता ना last round अभी
random spam and hoax. Flash forwards to buy with the peak. All trying to cut this one up here with the paranoia. Is picture perfect, but not the clear indeed. Boaster straight there with the Odin. Trying to trade this one out, but the bullets are running dry. And Patman and Devi not to be outdone.
Boaster's run out of time. He's run out of chances. And that could be a round that Fnatic look back on as a big missed opportunity.
अभी कुछ भी हो सकता है यार.
If they'd played that with a little more patience, I think it should have been a conversion. Pretty disastrous entries from both of the duelists on Paper X. And then when Althea stepped forwards trying to, I think, pick up a different gun.
Yeah, I think he assumed he had a rifle, but he didn't.
Ended up giving the C-site away.
Listen.
Boaster has kept this Odin though, and is looking to do a little bit of chip damage to Paper X as they come through. It's not that tree sight line though.
All grouped up. Paranoia, Horns. Up and over the top. Something forced respected. Boaster, there it is.
He knows the angles.
Like the back of his hand.
अबे साला
First kill that goes away for Fnatic, and they need that energy.
Smoked off the turret. Chronicles waiting for it.
Putting pressure now across all fronts. Fnatic looking to contain, looking to maintain. Forsaken's forwards though. With rifle in hand, Boaster is out in the open. The timing does not favor him. A-side cracked open, wide for the taking.
Jing just choosing a timing there through the smoke.
Catching
Boaster very unexpectedly.
Chronicles next.
Despite the aim punch, Jing on top.
One after another.
ये लोगों ने फर्स्ट ब्लड निकाला उसके बाद ये
Alpha,
भाग
yeah.
रहे
All,
ये
yeah.
लोग
ये
A
demotivate हो गए
2-round
हाँ।
lead. PaperX are
रेज
sensing
में
it
एक और
now.
पेल दिया कुछ के
A little
Something
wobble to
नहीं
begin the
खेल दिया
half,
एक
but
और।
now the belief comes
काजू
flooding
भाग रहा है
back.
काजू भाग रहा है पूरा गेम
Previously, when you've seen this squad get deep in tournaments, the prophecy, the destiny of them being the uncrowned kings of Pacific, it seems to just suck them in. It has its own gravitic field. And this time, it really feels like they've escaped it. PaperX have everything set up to try to close this one out. 4 rounds away.
सही रे क्या राउंड निकाल रहे
A
हैं भाई
title
ये
that's
लोग
eluded them
क्या
for
राउंड निकाल रहे
years.
हैं यार
They've had to watch at the sidelines repeatedly. They were one of the first Pacific teams to have a chance at lifting a trophy for the region. But Genji and T1 stolen the honors.
कोच बोल रहा होगा
PaperX forced to look
the
sidelines. Unable to get it across the blind when it was their chance.
And they had 2 opportunities. And we thought for sure Champs was going to be their final one. Jing off to military service.
ये जीती ना
The team
PRX
probably
खत्म है भाई
crumbling.
यहीं पे
And it didn't happen. They came back in,
मुझे नहीं
rejuvenated.
लगता अब
Jing
ये
able to
निकाल
play
पाएगी
once
Fnatic
again.
की नहीं निकाल पाएगी
अच्छा
And he's got a chance
PRX
of both a
जीत
trophy
जाएगा लास्ट में
and an
खेलना
MVP
क्या
bracelet
बाउल है
here. What's mad as well is
खेलना पड़ेगा
खत्म है ना
they're doing this after having some of their worst
तो
domestic
खेलना तो नहीं
results. They
पड़ेगा फिर।
barely squeaked into Pacific
हो
playoffs this
सकता है
time.
खेलना
They
पड़े
were
लेकिन
not
जीतेंगे तो
dominating
ये
their
पता नहीं
region.
कुछ भी हो सकता
They were the
है यार
3rd seed.
कल तो खेलना पड़ा
But the train does not care about any
तो
of
फिर
that.
खेलना पड़ेगा शायद ये भी
It makes no
नेक्स्ट भी खेलना
sense.
पड़ेगा बट अभी जीत गई तो फिर
PaperX are looking to send it flying over the finish
जो
line.
ज्यादा
For
जीतेगा वही
Fnatic,
जीतने वाला है वैसे
they need a lifeline.
ये राउंड
All the
जिसका
pressure
है
now,
ना
Boaster
ये
is
राउंड से
in
गेम बदल
hot
जाएगा पूरा
water. Side and pass though, he's got that bucket in hand and he's going to try and
यही
take
राउंड था
that
यही राउंड था
timing.
कमबैक करने के
Forced
लिए
to reveal it, lining them out.
ये
Alfred
राउंड
does
हट
deliver,
गया
but something is right there.
पे बाय भी तो नहीं था
Crashes open onto the sideline again.
बट
Something
ये
is
राउंड
just
निकालना था
blocking
अब
these
अब
players
निकालना मुश्किल है
out of the picture. And PaperX find the 10th round.
असली गेम चालू है अब
Something in his comfort zone. Delivering on these important kills, shutting down the ecos.
ये लोग
3 rounds left.
डिमोटिवेट हो गए भाई फनाटिक्स वाले
Boaster's been in spots like that before, dejected, and still found ways of being able to turn it around. You cannot count Fnatic out until they are done and the trophy is in your hands.
But they've got to rally here and now, and that is not the best beginning for it. Alpha's gone kayak.
भाई साहब
What's
देख रहे हो क्या
Tobias
मार रहे
once? What is that?
काजू ने
Something
मारा
punished for
फाइनली
those over towards Pearl. And here he comes up with the goods.
मरते
Kayak
मरते
tries to
बचाएगा
respond.
काजू
It's all on the rookie's shoulders, trying to shut them down. And nades! Rebounds, a bit of bullet tag. He's left down at 30 health. PaperX though, forwards. Ever
ये काजू
relentless
तो
as
गया
an
काजू तो
onslaught
गया
towards the A site.
काजू तो गया
There's
And a
gaps in his
backstab.
timing. Oh boy. Papman has found
अबे नहीं
it.
नहीं नहीं नहीं
Stepping forwards, Crashies looking to see if he can
2v3 है
make
निकलेगा
the difference. Turn it around, jumping around.
नहीं अबे नहीं रे हट
It's
दिया
whimsical in nature. And PaperX maybe showing signs of the old mistakes. Clearing
नाइस
through,
निकल
Crashies
जाएगा
will
अब
be
निकल
happy to
जाएगा
capitalize. The 5 HP is not much to work with in
अरे
Chronicle.
क्या
Left to pick it
क्या
all
हग
up.
रहा है रे राउंड को
Look to pick it all into the 1v1. Him versus Divide. Pits online. Divide. Absolutely divine.
The opening kill from Divide is beautiful. A great anti against Alpha, who loves to jump spot over towards C. And then he closes at the end. Rock solid. Reliable.
One enemy remaining.
And stops the go in his tracks. Chronicle on for his fourth. But a long way away at this point. Paper Rex within touching distance. 2 rounds away.
कुछ हो सकता है. To push back that's cobbled.
ये राउंड जीतेंगे तो कुछ होगा. नहीं जीतेंगे तो खत्म है मामला.
भाई क्या बोलूं भाई Fnatic से भाई मतलब
Fnatic with barely any weaponry really. Door opened up, flash through.
ठीक है बट 5-7 था, थोड़ा कमबैक करना चाहिए था.
Boaster calling the bluff though, realizes that no space has actually been taken.
7-7 हो गया था, वहीं से अभी 7 से एक राउंड में नहीं जीते वो लोग आगे.
And it should allow them to realize that they is fake.
Door opened up.
Classic round जीतते हैं वो
Boaster
हमेशा.
still keeping so many players on this side of the map. C is really weak.
और C पे मिल गई एंट्री उनको.
It's all on Alpha. Boaster's been cleaned. Alpha in through the back.
One
shots feeling like risky business needs to be taken. Fall on his shoulders to try and offset. Patman gone. In through the back. Chronicle. He's right there with him.
How are they making this one work?
Cutting through. 40 seconds left. Still guard in the back pocket. Precisely for moments like this, and they want to step forward. Something hungry for the kills. Lockdown even being committed. Fnatic are throwing everything at this.
Jing has an ult to be able to work with, but I don't think he can get the angle on this. The ult, though, could easily deny the defuse. Jing could send it splashing against the back here.
That's what he's waiting for. Pre-aim, nightfall. Gone away. It's a tap onto it. Alpha's already taken out something. Best chance in a long while. And Paper Rex, they bide their time. They don't use the ults. Fnatic are back in.
भाई क्रिप्टी कर दिए.
One of the more unlikely rounds for Fnatic to be able to take, but the gap now reduced to 3. Fnatic themselves actually didn't end up committing very many ults to that. I mean, sure, they used the lockdown, they used the Fade ultimate, so 2 big ones, but they still have a pit to be able to work with on the defense side. Showstopper.
Let's go, come on, come on!
Every player on Fnatic, with the raw exception of Kayak, has been in a spot like this before. They know what it takes to win.
Crash is just trying to rally the troops.
Disjointed,
and Boaster is forward.
गया ये ओमेन चुका अभी.
Paper Rex fully grouped up though. Nightfall to re-clear. Flash in the face. How do you respect this one? Paranoia avoided, sidestepped. There's a showstopper. You're blinded right back. Kayak. He's gonna do it all. Patman drops him in place in a deep TP forward. Something is way ahead of the curve.
Chronicle might have an idea. He's going to clear this. All depends how diligent he is.
And he's not precise enough. Chronicle is there.
Viper का अंत वो निकाल लेगा Viper.
Chronicle fast. Steps
निकल गया
forward.
राउंड.
Snake bite. Plant is down.
अबे
Vulnerable applies and the thorns on top of it. Divide. Head not clean off. Chronicle delivers them to salvation.
कमबैक है भाई, कमबैक है.
Showcasing exactly the kind of skills that put Chronicle as the winningest player in Valorant. I mean, he controlled and handled this round elegantly. Big play from something again to get in behind. Bit of a fumble there, but Kayak did as much as he possibly could to set this one up for Chronicle to finish. Brilliant snake bite to calm up both of those players, Divine and Patman.
Health नहीं था but थोड़ा.
Now it's Paper Rex feeling a little bit of the pressure. 4 rounds in a row, from round 15 to round 18, Paper Rex fully in control and always believing. Now,
कम से कम उसका ट्रेड ले लेती उसकी टीम.
hands on heads, Forsaken. The doubt that Paper Rex have felt before, they cannot allow it to blossom within them now.
Take root and stop them from this run.
भाई कुछ भी बोलो काजू हग रहा है. काजू ही हग रहा है.
Fnatic's greatest asset might be
10 बंदों में से ये काजू हग रहा है.
those memories of failure that Paper Rex have from being in positions like this before. And Fnatic are known as a team that can pull off comebacks. in the back of your head, you've got to be thinking, what do we need to adjust here to make sure that they don't keep getting these retakes working against us? But it is still Paper X closer to the trophy by a long shot.
अबे यार इतना easy win था रे ये, अब तो comeback हो गया है पूरा.
The economy though on a knife's edge. But Paper X, they live their lives on the knife's edge.
करवा दिया.
Between aggression and discipline, between greatness and failure.
अब तो operator भी आ गई काजू पे.
Another opportunity to fall on the right side and see if they can get up to tournament point.
Operator in a flash in the face. Nine at angle.
अबे वाइपर का भी अल्ट है यार, ओमन का भी है.
Most is cutting it up close.
एक राउंड तो वाइपर के
Pretty
अल्ट
passive
में
setup
निकलेगा
here
ही
from
निकलेगा.
Fnatic. They don't have anybody trying to fight aggressive over towards Mound or Rubble. Much more drawing a line in the sand, deeper onto the site. Kayak's operator making a rotation east towards the A site.
One more forward. Gate crash forward on top of it, something. As long as the acknowledgement, players are moving in a different direction. Though Paper X set their sights towards it, they force out the pit.
Alpha, yeah, he's going to be under pressure soon, but there could be no better player for Fnatic.
Locked down onto the floor.
ये अल्फा मस्त मार रहा है भाई. ये इसकी वजह से ये हक मार रहा है भाई.
Coming online here.
Comeback है.
हाँ comeback है.
Forsaken
ये अल्फा
bullies
ही
his way
मारेगा.
through
मैं बोल
most
रहा
of
हूँ भाई, ये
the
गंदा
IGL
मारता है भाई
and
बंदा.
gets himself in a position. Alpha, yeah, though, cannot be stopped.
He's feeling himself. Patman can't do it all. Against the mighty
अलग ही मारता
Alpha.
है.
Fnatic
ये
now
इसका
just need
एम भाई
one
बहुत
more
मस्त है
step.
भाई इसका.
There could
क्या
not be a
मारता है
better
ये,
player for
एकदम
Fnatic to
टपाटप
be under
टपाटप
pressure
मारता
in
है
a
ये
moment
सीधा
like
हेड
that.
हेड पे.
One enemy remaining.
He follows up on a paranoia perfectly, immediately turns
तो
around,
ऑपरेट
ready
कर
for
रहा
a
है ये
push
पूरा
on B
बीच
main,
अकेला
जो
था.
and still manages to
डोट
collect
वाले
another.
क्रॉसर यूज करते हैं ना, उनका
The
टप्पा
passion he
लगता
has
है.
in moments like that, as well as inspiring to the rest of the teammates. And Paper X's
बहुत ही
eco
मस्त मारा भाई.
crushed underfoot.
क्या लगता है
Sometimes
ओटी
though,
जाएगा
these
ये में?
comebacks can stumble against an
OT
eco
है
round,
तो.
and Paper X can take more risks in moments
बाई
like
नहीं है
this.
ना ये पे, ये देखो
Forward
इन
again.
लोगों पे बाई
Flash
नहीं है. अब ये
power.
राउंड भी गया.
Most is ready with it. It's already that paranoia going to be sweeping forwards. An attempt at a response.
Look at
Most is
that, mate.
low. Drop down to just 20. And the peak from Kayak though. Get the goods they're looking for.
They were expecting Jing to try to capitalize on that. Divine has been detected here in his B-lurk.
ओमेन लो है.
All good
Kayak's
now.
got to hit a shot.
He really does. Under that pressure, there's a TP into the back of the side. He misses. Just wide. Kayak giving up that space.
A Boaster doesn't have the health really to be able to support him. Fnatic with a player
अब नहीं
advantage,
निकलेगा रे, अब
but no
तो OT
massive
जाएगा
ults to
ये,
be
अब
able
तो
to help
OT
this
है.
retake. It is super possible that Paper X can pull this off. Every fight is going to be in a good range for the Stingers and the Judge.
Close quarters. What's called for here for Paper X? TP Boaster rejoining him.
Just threatening that he could be trying to apply pressure on the flank.
So heads on the swivel right now, Paper X. Gonna do it all, no breaking in a haunt. And now all the way in, Kayak leads the charge. Chronicle to the side, Kayak with safety in numbers, a full stick, and Fnatic bring it level.
Not just an incredible recovery, 4 rounds instantly responded, but
वो
this
round
round is
सही में
basically
वो round
flawless.
गया ना, वो
Once
गया,
they get into
खत्म
this
हो गया वहीं पे
retake,
game.
the group up, the horde not broken, the kills coming through from Kayak and Chronicle are so clean, so
मैं सही बताऊँ
fast.
ना, ये अल्फा है
Alex.
ना, ये
Nice boys,
खतरनाक
nice
बंदा है
boys.
भाई.
Come
ये
on, come
बड़ा
on, come on.
गंदा मारता है भाई.
About the past, it's so
तुम देखो
difficult
इसके
not to.
26 किल हैं इसके.
Can Paper X avoid the crumble, the
फिर
choke?
केजे लेके.
केजे लेके हाँ.
The narratives that have been
ये नियॉन जो खेला था, नियॉन लेके भी ये बहुत ही
swirling
गंदा मारा
around these
था.
Paper X players. They cannot play into their inner demon, but Fnatic are
तीन
putting up.
मैच हुए ना, 3-4 सब मैच में इसने
इमोर्टल
मारा है.
रेडेड
That's
लॉबी
back
में
to
ये
that
क्या
pace.
कर रहे होंगे
Crashes
भाई.
is under the pressure. There's a nade at your feet, power into the back, flash on top of it. He needs some help, and he needs it now. Chronicle
गया ये
is the one to help him.
यार सारी की.
Crashes will be falling. But time
फिर
has
से
been
कलर
bought, and
कर दिया.
Chronicle gliding in.
ओ
sliding
भाई. Come on भाई.
In dominant Admirable performance there from Chronicle.
एक राउंड भाई, एक राउंड लास्ट में मजा आएगा.
Up to map point.
खत्म ओटी नहीं जाएगा ये, खत्म है. TRX पे भाई नहीं
All
है.
the chances here to close things out.
भाई नहीं है गया ये राउंड TRX का.
A map they're undefeated on right now.
Enemy remaining.
But time after time, Fnatic's little 1-2 game
अबे मैं
plays
सोच रहा था
are
यही
allowing them to
खत्म हो
slip
जाएगा तो मजा आ
further and
जाएगा
further
यार.
into the lead. Now, just a narrow margin. And Alpha sending kisses across the stage to his longtime teammate. PaperX take a timeout. Alex hits the emergency meeting button and tries to figure out what can be adjusted with only one round left in regulation. It was PaperX that managed to run things back on Icebox, denying a bunch of map points, but they're going to need another one here. Fnatic are so completely in control. They're baiting PaperX into overextending. And kills coming out from Alpha and Chronicle in particular just look like they could never go any other way.
No. The air has been sucked out of the room.
भाई ही नहीं है ये लोगों को, क्या राउंड कर रहे हैं? 3 अल्ट.
Spectre, Bulldog. That's
भाई
what
का
they're working with.
Spectre
At least they have the ult
नहीं
though. Something's ult combined with patterns.
और भाई के पास है.
Deafening everybody from Fnatic and then getting something out there. There could not be a better time for something to come out with a huge Euro ult. He's been hot and cold with them, let's say.
3 अल्ट इधर.
Raider Alpha.
इधर एक भी अल्ट नहीं है, वही दिक्कत
Fades
है.
TP forwards, and that's what that dimensional drift
निकल
spots it
सकता है
out
यार
something.
राउंड ये. ये गया ये वाइपर
Team
पिटा.
in. Not far behind him, a bit of spamming to the back of the box. This is it. Play for
अरे
OT,
नहीं
play for
यार,
5.
इसको बढ़िया.
All on the line for them. Something with the exit all the way out. Alpha's all the way in.
3v3,
And Chronicle just drops them in their tracks.
4v3.
Alpha cleans
4
up
सेकंड लो है ना,
Booster.
4 सेकंड लो है.
Left relay.
निकल गया राउंड, निकल
But the
गया.
two huge players from Fnatic dropped.
निकल गया.
Chron
अभी
and
4
Alpha
सेकंड लो है
gone.
बट निकल सकता
Fnatic
है
are going to have
राउंड.
to try to close with only Kayak and Crashies.
It rebounds.
Bomb buddy up.
PaperX looking to stay alive in this map. Fnatic want to send it that much deeper. TPs all around, sowing chaos into the mix. Crashies.
निकल गया. बच गए वो, अच्छा मारा उसने, बढ़िया.
Utah could not be even
4
better
सेकंड में
there.
क्लिक किया.
But stops to the side. Patman double dashing in. We are going
फिर
the
से होती
distance.
यार.
PaperX forced to dig so deep. And it's the leader Forsaken who leads
ये
by
4 सेकंड में नहीं मारा होता
example to
तो
get 4
खत्म
on the
था वो.
board
Enemy
and push them through to OT. Patman as well though hitting a great flick on the Crashies. And Crashies knows he should have been good for that. 5 in a row. But 5 is where it stops for Fnatic. 12-12. So even. A true game of greats against
अगला
greats,
स्प्लिट है सीधा यार.
testing each other to the very limits.
क्या लग
Alpha,
रहा है?
yeah.
OT कौन जीतेगा?
On point for almost a 30 bomb.
And with the way that he's been playing, almost destined to get it in overtime. He's going to step forwards though into a stack. Does the damage.
मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, अगर PRS को जीतना है ना तो ये अल्फा है ना, अल्फा
And now
इससे
full
दूर
speed
रहना
ahead.
पड़ेगा.
Fnatic baited out, TP's in. Both are going to be rejoining Kayak, trying to take control of this. Smart to the corner, but you're out in the open. And Forsaken to divide, collecting all sorts of kills and attempt to even it out. Kayak still has that control. PaperX all the way in. PaperX are the ones in control.
निकल गया एक राउंड तो.
A dominant defensive round in OT puts PaperX with their first tournament points.
अब ये टेकिंग बची है बस.
पोस्ट कर क्या रहा था ऊपर?
तुम जन पीछे सुन रहे हो? PRX.
Just like that, PaperX one step away. The princes of Pacific that were ever promised have never been so close.
ये लोगों को केजे के ऊपर नहीं पुश करना चाहिए, वो केजे सबको मार
It's
देगा.
within touching distance for them now. PaperX take front B control, knocking on the door of Alpha Yez's site. As Boaster
27
gets a little
भाई,
bit of
के
pressure
लिए.
back towards him over towards C as well. Another passive, defensive line in the sand drawn from Fnatic. Not willing to fight over any of this map control. Paper Rex winning a bit of that mental game. More confidence coming out from them. But it's all about the execution and the delivery. We saw in OT before, it went deep. No team was able to close out early.
Fnatic are going to be forced to dig deep here.
मैं बोला था ना ये अल्फा मारेगा रे ये अल्फा मारेगा तब तो
dealt with the paranoia sweeps forwards. Alpha playmaker once more. Him and Chronicle. It dropped the Paper X players like flies. 2
गया है राउंड ये मेरे को पता था ये अल्फा मारेगा तो खत्म है भाई अल्फा की तरफ जाना ही नहीं चाहिए था
ये कुछ गलत ही मारता है
30 seconds left.
हाँ
So much space though
29 कर
given to
दिया भाई
these two
इसमें
on Paper X. And we've seen what they can do in
अगर ये
difficult
पीआरएस
spots.
वाले इस अल्फा से दूर रहेंगे ना तो जीत जाएंगे आराम
Would
से
be a magical conversion of a 2v4. Everything that Something and Forsaken could have dreamed of. And these 4 players from Fnatic looking simply to play spoiler.
Peace. Something he's looking for any sort of kill he can claim. Risky business. And Fnatic.
ये बॉय स्टार को देखो 6 किल पे बैठा है नूबड़ा
Patience is there, but a paranoia. Hold on, you till out with your hands. Forsaken. He's ISO'd the fights.
यार अब जीत भाई
And something is wrecking them from on high. Paper X do it all.
अबे 2v4 निकाल दिया उसने दोनों मेन मध्य में थे ना फोर्सेकन और समथिंग दोनों में थे इसलिए निकाल दिया था लोगों ने
Paper Rex, the Pacific Princes without a crown, they finally have their trophy. Denying the greatest team of all time and becoming legends themselves.
वो बोलस्टार हगा रहे हैं
It took everything, pushed to
क्रिटिक्स का
overtime.
ये हगा बोलस्टार
This
6
one
किल
was not easy. It never is. But this will be a moment to remember and wipe away the tears of Copenhagen and Champs LA. Forsaken, what a job he's done with this squad. And
The whole team together.
I mean, Alex gets to join his players on stage for a celebration rather than bitter disappointment.
Tears of joy. Paper X have finally done it.
They've changed the narrative here today. You heard G2's Valin talking about trying to do that earlier in the tournament, but no team had a better opportunity to clutch greatness from the jaws of disappointment than this squad right here.
Respect shown, of course. A hell of a challenge that Fnatic put up.
A tournament win, 2 grand finals losses, 2 finishes in top 3, a top 4 placement as well. There can be no denying at this point that the team is now defined by
ये
their
अल्फा है ना इसको
success
दूसरी टीम में डाला हुआ
rather
है ये
than their
गंदी टीम में
failures.
बैठा है चूतिया टीम में बैठा है ये अल्फा
For me, I think they
ये
changed it
अच्छा
completely.
बंदा है
They
ये
changed the
बहुत अच्छा
narrative
खेल
to being
सकता है
probably the second greatest team of all time
इसको अच्छी
behind
टीम चाहिए
Fnatic.
बस ये बहुत अच्छा खेल
Overtaking
सकता है
squads like Loud and Optic NRG, of which Crashies played inside of.
Flip that
फोर
script.
सेकंड तो रोने लग गया बेचारा
Tears of joy. And for Paper X, this moment means
बोल रहा था ना, वो रो रहा
everything.
था,
This
मैच के बीच
moment
में भी
right
रो रहा था।
here is what all the hard work went into. Blood, sweat, and tears all the way to the end. But the time is nigh for the prince that was promised to finally be crowned. Paper X, your Masters Toronto champions!
A 1,064 days since Paper X's first chance at lifting a trophy. My God, how sweet it must taste. Fan favorites from beginning to end. Everybody everywhere rooting for them to finally have this success. And we thought it would never happen. We thought after Champs that Jing might not even return to the stage. And yet here he is, alongside his brothers with trophy in hand. A moment they've dreamed of for almost 3 years.